The first key point of any transformation journey begins with clarity of vision because without knowing where you're going, you're simply wandering. This isn't just about setting goals for the sake of ticking boxes, it's about deeply understanding what matters to you. When you take the time to define your purpose and visualize your destination, you stop living reactively and start living intentionally. Muniba Mazari emphasizes that clarity is the foundation of all success. It's about asking yourself tough questions. Who am I? What do I want? Why does it matter? Only when you're brave enough to face these questions honestly can you begin to carve a real path forward. Often, people fear this step because it demands vulnerability. It demands that you stop hiding behind excuses, behind the roles others have assigned to you, and truly look within. You may have experienced failure, trauma, or setbacks, but your past does not define your future. Muniba herself faced unimaginable adversity, yet she chose to give her pain a purpose. She didn't wait for clarity to find her. She created it. You too must step into that mindset. Sit with your thoughts. Reflect. Write down your dreams even if they scare you, because clarity doesn't come from chaos. It emerges from silence, introspection, and honesty. Once you've found that clarity, even if it's imperfect at first, you begin to walk differently. You start saying no to distractions because they no longer align with your destination. You begin waking up with intention because each day has meaning. When you're clear about what success looks like for you, not what society defines it as, you start feeling empowered. You're no longer comparing yourself to others because you're aligned with your own mission. Clarity also helps you stay resilient. Challenges still come, but now you can filter them through a lens of purpose. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you begin to ask, "What is this teaching me?" That shift is powerful. Muniba Mazari reminds us that clarity also gives rise to courage. When your heart is anchored in something bigger than your fears, you become unstoppable. You start making decisions not out of comfort, but conviction. You speak up more. You walk into rooms with confidence. And even if you still feel fear, you take action anyway because you know why it matters. This is not about having all the answers from day one. It's about being committed enough to figure them out, step by step. The clearer your vision becomes, the stronger your direction grows. And as you move forward, the fog begins to lift. The process of finding clarity may be uncomfortable, even painful at times. You might outgrow people, environments, or habits that once felt safe, but growth never happens in comfort. It happens when you're honest enough to admit what isn't working and bold enough to choose differently. Use the first month of your 6-month journey to go inward, journal daily, meditate, ask questions, and most importantly, listen to your intuition, to your heart, to the whispers that you've long ignored. These quiet voices often know your truth better than the noise around you. By the end of that first month, you may not have a perfectly mapped out plan, but you'll have a stronger sense of direction. You'll know which voices to trust, what distractions to eliminate, and which path to walk, even if it's difficult. Clarity doesn't always scream, sometimes it whispers, but once you hear it, you can never unhear it. And that inner voice, once awakened, becomes your compass. It guides every step of the remaining journey. So start with clarity, the rest will follow. Once you begin your journey with clarity, the next essential step is building a powerful mindset. Because no matter how clear your goals are, if your mind is full of doubt, fear, and negativity, you'll never move forward with conviction. A strong mindset is what transforms vision into action. It's what turns intentions into results, and building this mental foundation takes consistent work. Muniba Mazari often says, "You are not just what happens to you, you are what you choose to become." That choice begins in the mind. Our thoughts are the architects of our lives. Whatever you constantly think about, you start to believe, and what you believe shapes how you act. If your inner dialogue is filled with self-criticism and fear, you'll keep playing small. But if you start replacing those thoughts with belief, with gratitude, with possibility, you begin to step into your full potential. Reprogramming the mind is like rewiring a broken circuit. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you're intentional, if you feed your mind daily with empowering thoughts, stories of resilience, and moments of stillness, you'll start to feel a shift. Muniba's journey is a testament to this truth. After her accident, she could have let her pain define her. The world saw limitations, but she chose to see opportunity. That kind of shift isn't magic, it's mindset. She didn't wait for external change to feel empowered. She changed internally first, and the world responded. That's what this month is about, becoming aware of the stories you tell yourself and rewriting the ones that no longer serve you. You have to become your own biggest supporter, not your harshest critic. Start by monitoring your inner voice. Catch those moments when you say, "I can't," "I'm not enough," or "it's too late." Ask yourself where that belief comes from. Is it your voice or something you were taught to believe? Once you identify those limiting beliefs, replace them. Create new affirmations. Speak them aloud. Write them down. Visualization is also a powerful tool. See yourself succeeding. Picture the version of you who already lives with confidence, clarity, and purpose. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagined success and real success. It will start moving toward whatever image you feed it consistently. You'll also need to protect your mindset by managing your environment. Surround yourself with content, people, and experiences that uplift you. Read books that inspire. Listen to voices that challenge and encourage growth. Stay away from negativity, not just from others, but within yourself. Cut off the habits that drain your energy, and if you fall back into old patterns, don't punish yourself. Growth isn't linear. It's about becoming a little better each day, even if progress is slow. Another key part of mindset transformation is emotional resilience. Life will not always go according to plan. You will face setbacks, pain, and moments where you want to give up. But a strong mindset allows you to stand back up, to learn from failure instead of being crushed by it. Muniba didn't rise because she never fell. She rose because she kept getting up with even more strength. That strength lives in you too. You just need to believe it, train it, and use it. This second month is a commitment to becoming mentally strong, emotionally aware, and spiritually grounded. It's not just about staying positive, it's about becoming powerful. Because when your mind aligns with your mission, your energy becomes unstoppable. And with each passing day, the mental walls start to crumble, and a stronger, more focused, and more courageous version of you begins to emerge. That's the mindset that can carry any dream to reality. By the time you've clarified your vision, strengthened your mindset, and eliminated distractions, you've laid the groundwork for lasting transformation. Now comes the phase that truly begins to shape your future, building daily habits. Because motivation may get you started, but habits are what keep you going. This is where discipline, structure, and repetition come into play. Success is never the result of a single massive leap. It's the outcome of small, intentional actions done consistently over time. Muniba Mazari's life is living proof that powerful habits can rewrite your story. Her achievements weren't born from luck. They were born from routines built in pain, practiced in silence, and maintained with relentless consistency. Every morning she chose to show up not just for the world, but for herself. That's what you need to embrace. Success doesn't arrive at your doorstep. It shows up in the mirror when you do what needs to be done, even when no one is watching. Start by identifying what kind of person you need to become in order to achieve your goals. If your vision includes health, do you show up daily for your body? If it includes knowledge, do you commit time to learn each day? If your dream involves leadership, do you practice communication, self-reflection, and presence? Building daily habits is about aligning your actions with the future you're working toward. It's less about dramatic changes and more about mastering the basics. Wake up earlier than you usually do, not just to tick a box, but to own your time. Begin your day with intention, whether it's journaling, stretching, planning, or simply sitting in silence. Your mornings set the tone for your entire day. Build habits around your energy peaks. Know when you work best, when you need rest, and when to recharge. Success doesn't demand you to do everything. It asks you to do the right things with consistency. A powerful way to stick to daily habits is to anchor them to existing routines. For example, if you brush your teeth every morning, use that as a cue to read for 5 minutes or speak an affirmation. If you have coffee daily, make that your habit trigger to plan your top 3 priorities. Habits don't need to be big, they need to be intentional. Over time, those small moments compound into massive change. What seems insignificant now will become non-negotiable later. You'll also need patience. Building new habits is not a straight path. Some days you'll feel off. Some days you'll fall short. But the goal is not perfection, it's progress. The real magic lies in getting back up, again and again. Don't let a missed day turn into a missed week. Don't let temporary failure become permanent discouragement. Adjust, recommit, and move forward. Track your habits, reflect weekly, celebrate small wins. These aren't just motivational tricks. They are systems of accountability. The brain loves progress. When you reward yourself for consistency, it creates a positive feedback loop that makes it easier to repeat. Even if no one else sees it, you'll know that you're becoming stronger, more focused, and more disciplined day by day. The truth is, your future is hidden in your daily routine. If you want to change your life, you must first change what you do every day. Success isn't waiting in the distance. It's built in the moments when you choose discipline over comfort, vision over distraction, and action over excuses. This month, make your habits your foundation. Let them anchor you, guide you, and elevate you. Because when your actions become aligned with your aspirations, nothing can stop your rise. After shaping your vision, cultivating a powerful mindset, cutting out distractions, and installing daily habits, the next phase of your transformation revolves around self-discipline and inner growth. This is where real change takes root, not just on the outside, but deep within. Self-discipline is often misunderstood as harshness or restriction, but in truth, it's the highest form of self-respect. It means keeping promises to yourself even when motivation disappears, and it's through this consistent self-leadership that growth begins to multiply across every area of your life. Muniba Mazari's journey is a masterclass in self-discipline. In the face of physical, emotional, and societal limitations, she chose to show up, not once, but every day, not because it was easy, but because her purpose was greater than her excuses. That is the essence of discipline. doing what needs to be done, not when you feel like it, but because you've made a commitment to your growth. The truth is, everyone wants results, but few are willing to repeat the effort required. That's where this month becomes a turning point. Discipline is not built overnight. It's earned through choices made moment by moment. When you wake up and feel tired, but still commit to your routine, that's discipline. When you feel like quitting, but show up anyway, that's growth. It's about mastering the small moments when no one is watching. Because it's in those moments that your future is being written. You become what you repeatedly do, and if you can master your habits with discipline, you can master your outcomes. Growth, on the other hand, isn't just about results, it's about becoming. It's about emotional intelligence, spiritual awareness, and the courage to evolve. Many people stay stuck in cycles because they grow externally but remain stagnant within. But true success demands alignment. If you're pursuing big dreams, you need the emotional maturity to handle setbacks, the patience to trust the process, and the resilience to rise again and again. This month, focus on refining who you are. Be intentional about your choices, your words, and your energy. If something no longer aligns with your values or growth, be bold enough to let it go. Discipline also means protecting your peace by choosing your responses, by staying focused on what matters, and by building emotional strength that allows you to lead yourself when life gets chaotic. It's also important to embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in safe zones. It lives in challenge, in effort, and in the willingness to face failure. But each time you endure that discomfort and keep going, you build inner strength. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more. And slowly, the person you once doubted becomes the person you deeply trust. That's the transformation discipline delivers, not just success, but self-respect. Keep a journal this month. Track your habits, your thoughts, your triggers, and your reactions. Reflect on your progress not just in actions, but in mindset. Are you reacting less and responding more? Are you staying focused when it's easier to quit? Are you keeping the promises you made to yourself 4 months ago? These are the questions that drive growth forward. Discipline turns intentions into lifestyle. It teaches you to show up with integrity, to lead with consistency, and to live from your highest standards. And growth is the natural reward of that commitment. You'll start noticing a deeper confidence, not because everything is perfect, but because you know you can rely on yourself. In this phase, you stop waiting for life to change and start becoming the one who changes it. As the final month of your 6-month transformation journey arrives, everything begins to align. Your vision is clear, your mindset is strong, distractions have been stripped away, your habits are rooted, and discipline has reshaped how you move through the world. Now comes the most important and sustaining force of all, living with purpose, passion, and consistency. These are not just lofty ideals, they are the soul of long-term success. This phase isn't about reaching the finish line. It's about becoming the kind of person who never stops evolving. Purpose gives direction to everything you've built so far. It reminds you why you started. It becomes your inner compass when things get hard. Purpose isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers through the things that ignite your spirit or the pain that shaped you. Muniba Mazari turned her deepest wounds into her life's work. Her purpose was born not from comfort, but from adversity. And she chose to let it guide her instead of letting it bury her. You too have a purpose inside you, unique, powerful, and worth discovering. It doesn't have to be world-changing to matter. If it lights you up and helps others in some way, it's already valuable. Once you connect with your purpose, passion follows. Passion fuels your energy even when you're tired. It keeps your fire alive when progress feels slow. When you wake up driven by something bigger than yourself, every action feels meaningful. You stop needing to be pushed because you're now pulled by a vision that excites you. This passion turns ordinary efforts into excellence. And even in moments of struggle, your heart stays in it, because you're doing what you're meant to do. But purpose and passion alone aren't enough. They must be sustained by consistency. That's what transforms a spark into a flame that never dies out. The truth is, life won't always be perfect. There will be days when nothing goes according to plan. But the person who shows up anyway, the one who keeps walking even when it's hard, is the one who rises. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means you keep showing up with integrity even on your off days. You stay loyal to your purpose even when it doesn't feel exciting. You choose the work, the growth, and the mission again and again. This final phase is about embodying everything you've practiced. It's no longer about trying to become someone new. It's about living as the person you've worked so hard to become. Purpose will keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Passion will keep your heart in the process, and consistency will carry you when motivation fades. These three forces will make your transformation unshakable. Celebrate how far you've come, but don't stop here. The journey isn't ending. It's just becoming part of who you are. Use this month to deepen your connection with your goals. Serve others with your story. Lean into the things that bring you alive. And most of all, commit to living in alignment with your values, your dreams, and your truth. Because when purpose drives you, passion moves you, and consistency shapes you, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You don't just change your life. You become the kind of person who can lead others to change theirs. That's the real success. That's the next level you. After gaining clarity and beginning the work of building a powerful mindset, the next crucial step is learning how to eliminate distractions. Because no matter how strong your vision is, or how committed your mindset becomes, you won't make real progress if you're constantly being pulled in every direction by things that don't serve your goals. Distraction isn't always obvious. Sometimes it shows up looking like urgency, entertainment, or even comfort. But over time, it steals your focus, your energy, and your time. Three things you can't afford to waste when you're on a mission to transform your life. Distractions today come in more forms than ever before. Social media, unnecessary commitments, toxic relationships, mindless scrolling, comparison, and even overthinking can all derail your progress if left unchecked. That's why this phase is about developing focus like a muscle. You have to start saying no to good things so you can say yes to the right things. Muniba Mazari's journey reflects this wisdom. She didn't rise to become an icon by doing what everyone else was doing. She learned to protect her space, her energy, and her mind so she could stay anchored in her purpose. To eliminate distractions, the first step is awareness. Track how you're spending your time each day. Be brutally honest. How many hours are lost in scrolling? How often do you check your phone for no reason? How many conversations or environments leave you drained instead of inspired? Once you identify the distractions, don't just try to remove them, replace them. Create intentional routines that support your focus. If mornings are wasted in chaos, build a simple routine that grounds you. If your evenings lack productivity, set a goal for that time and reward yourself for completing it. It's also important to understand that not all distractions are external. Some live within us. Procrastination, perfectionism, fear of failure, these internal patterns can disguise themselves as legitimate reasons to delay progress. But they're just distractions in disguise. You don't have to have everything figured out to take the next step. You just need to be present and disciplined enough to act, even if the action is small. Progress comes from consistency, not perfection. Start setting boundaries that protect your time. Learn to say no without guilt. Learn to log off when it's time to focus. Create distraction, free zones or time blocks where you commit fully to your work, your learning, or your reflection. You'll be amazed at how much progress can be made in even 60 free minutes a day, and just like your mindset, your focus will get stronger the more you train it. Distraction also thrives on emotional instability. When we feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or insecure, we seek escape, often in things that numb us rather than heal us. This is where your mindset training supports you. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for a journal. Instead of avoiding tasks that feel difficult, break them into smaller, manageable parts. Build rituals that support calm and concentration, like deep breathing, meditating, or walking in silence. You don't need a perfect environment, but you do need to take charge of the one you have. Muniba didn't let distractions keep her from sharing her message with the world. She chose to focus her limited energy on something greater than her pain. And you can do the same. Use this third month as a cleanse, not just of physical clutter, but mental and emotional noise. Simplify your life, cut off the unnecessary, and watch how your clarity sharpens, your mindset strengthens, and your results accelerate. Because when your focus is undivided, your potential becomes limitless.